Fantasy 5 for this Monday, May 27th. Happy Memorial Day, everybody out there. This is episode 97, and we are bringing you the 5 things you need to know today in the world of fantasy sports. Today, that includes Ben Watson of the New England Patriots, Arizona starting pitcher Luke Weaver, the Cubs, Bryant, Baltimore's Chris Davis, and a little NBA talk. Before we get to that, let's mention our sponsor, www.mathradio.com, where you can get an online math course for your child ages 7 through 17 for as little as $9.99. Go ahead and sign up for a math course to help your child do better in school, get higher grades, score even higher on exams, and then get into college. Once again, that is www.mathradio.com. All right, today, kind of a strange story out of New England. Ben Watson, they signed him as a tight end for this season, a 1-year, $3 million contract. Apparently, he's going to be suspended for the first 4 games for failing a drug test. It's a kind of a strange story. You should check it out over on ESPN. But apparently, he thought he was going to retire. So the doctors prescribed a banned substance to kind of help his body after retirement. So he thought it would be no big deal because he did not plan on playing football anymore. But then New England offered him a $3 million contract. He accepted, and he said he told clubs once he knew he was coming back that he would be suspended for 4 games. So it seems like a very, very strange story. I don't know if he will appeal the suspension or if it's just something that's, cooked into the books for his $3 million deal. But he's not going to be starting for the first 4 games. So that certainly leaves opportunity out there for fantasy tight ends for those first 4 weeks in New England. Not sure how that's going to break down yet. We'll probably go into that into more detail later on in the summer. Okay, story number 2 comes out of Arizona. Starting pitcher Luke Weaver exited the game last night with a forearm tightness. He's been pretty good this year. He's 4-3 with a 3.03 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, with 68 strikeouts in around 60 innings. So nice numbers there for Luke Weaver. Hopefully this is nothing serious. They did not say if he was going to have an MRI or if he would be out for a certain amount of time, just that he was pulled last night. Hopefully we have more details by tomorrow. Moving to Chicago, Bryant collided with outfielder Howard yesterday, and he left the game. I guess he's going under the concussion protocol. We'll see if he does have a concussion or any kind of other injury. There was no determination made as of this morning, this Monday morning. Hopefully we find out more this afternoon, and we can give you an update tomorrow on the status of the Cubs' Chris Bryant. Another Chris Davis out in Baltimore has not had a very good start to his season. He's batting 171 with only 5 home runs. He had like the worst stretch of any baseball player ever earlier in the season. He is being moved to the injured list with a hip injury. I'm hoping at this point you're not starting Chris Davis. He was off to an awful start and is probably killing your team if he's on it. So let's just avoid Chris Davis altogether. All right, let's do a little preview of the NBA Finals. Today's Monday. We're going to talk about the center position matchups. Tomorrow we will go through the guards, and then on Wednesday, tomorrow we're going to go through the forwards, and on Wednesday we're going to go through the guards. So Golden State Warriors at center. They have Jordan Bell. They have Boogie Cousins, who might come back. They have Bogut, who didn't really play in the last series, and they have Draymond Green, who can play center in their lineup of death. So a lot of this, has to do with whether or not KD is going to play. If KD's out, it's unlikely Draymond's going to play a lot of center. I guess Iguodala could fill in, but Golden State does have a lot of guys to throw at Toronto at the center position, whereas Toronto is kind of more set. They're going to start Gasol. They've got Ibaka coming off the bench. They could also play Siakam, I guess, a little bit at center if they needed to. But I would say this is like the only matchup that really favors Toronto. They need to take advantage here, especially on the rebounding edge. Who beat them? When Cleveland almost beat them, they killed them on the boards. I think that's the only way Toronto can stay in this series is if they severely out-rebound Golden State. And then what kind of impact is Cousins going to have on this series? Cousins should match up well with Gasol if he can get out there and play. It seems like he's going to be back. If not for game 1, he'll be back early. If he's out there, I think he could have a good fantasy impact. I think he can go ahead and get numbers against Gasol. I don't know how much he'll play is the problem. But I think if Toronto has any chance of winning this series and this opening match, Gasol has to have huge numbers. He needs to score efficiently. He needs to rebound like a machine, make some noise at the rim, get some blocks, do all that stuff. He's really got to be the man for Toronto. So my fantasy impact from this center position would be that Gasol needs to be huge for Toronto to win, and I think he can be huge, but I still don't think Toronto's going to win. Anyway, that's the 5 things you need to know today in the world of fantasy sports. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the forward position. All right. Please, if you are watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to the show. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. And as always, check out our sponsor, www.mathradio.com, where you can pick up an online math course for as little as $9.99. We will see you tomorrow. We're out.